And this is the latest political dogfight over transparency in Washington. Senate Democrats say they've been stonewalled, and now they're taking the extraordinary step of filing a public records request to find out why the Trump administration quietly accepted a $400 million luxury jet from Qatar, meant to serve as a future Air Force One. The move is being led by Senator Sheldon Whitehouse, joined by Senators Richard Blumenthal and Adam Schiff, after they say the White House simply refused to answer their questions. So now they're demanding documents straight from the Justice Department. At the center of this showdown is a legal opinion written by Attorney General Pam Bondi. According to the senators, Bondi issued a memo saying it was legally permissible for Trump to accept the Qatari aircraft as long as ownership of the jet was transferred to his presidential library before the end of his second term.
The Constitution unequivocally bestows on Congress the power to control whether any officer of the United States, including the President, may accept a gift, quote, from any king, prince, or foreign state, end of quote. And this gift clearly violates the statutory regime enacted by Congress. You've refused to answer a letter I sent to you 5 months ago, asking the legal rationale you relied on to advise President Trump to accept this unprecedented gift from your former legal client. Can you make a promise today that you will disclose that?
Disclose what, Ranking Member?
I assume there was a letter or some sort of statement from your office to the White House to advise them that you felt it was permissible?
First, to address my role with Qatar, as I addressed with you during my confirmation hearing, I disclosed it in my SJQ. In private practice, I worked for Qatar for anti-human trafficking for the World Cup. That was my only involvement, and I made that very clear, and I'm very proud of everything I've done with anti-human trafficking. Obviously, in preparing any advice for the President on a jet or anything else, we consult with the Office of Legal Counsel. The confidentiality applies to their input as well. And Chairman, if you would approve and vote to approve, as Chairman Grassley said, excuse me, Ranking Member, as Chairman Grassley said, my employees, we would answer your letters a lot faster, yet you're stalling them at every stop.
Why does this matter? Because the U.S. Constitution's Foreign Emoluments Clause bars presidents from taking gifts from foreign governments without Congress's approval. And this isn't just any gift. It is a foreign-built, high-risk, $400 million aircraft from a government whose lobbyists have deep ties in Washington. Experts raised alarms too. A plane constructed overseas could be vulnerable to surveillance. It would need massive retrofitting to meet Air Force One's security standards, and accepting it would complicate and delay America's existing plans for a new presidential aircraft. The senators also want to know what advice Bondi herself received before greenlighting the deal, because Bondi has her own Qatar link. She previously worked as a lobbyist, a registered foreign agent for Qatar. Democrats say they've been blocked at every turn. White House didn't mince words, accusing the Trump administration of contempt, insults, and stonewalling congressional oversight, while claiming that Republicans get fast-track document dumps when they want answers. With the Justice Department declining to comment, Democrats say they're now left with only one option: FOIA, the Freedom of Information Act, their last resort to force transparency on a matter involving ethics, foreign influence, and the security of the president's aircraft. At stake is not just a jet, but a constitutional fight over foreign gifts, political influence, and whether the public has a right to know how the Trump White House handled a luxury plane from a foreign power. For now, the questions keep building, and Democrats say they won't stop until they get answers.